That is right, folks. We are introducing the next long-term project. And dare I say, it's going to be a restoration. I have never done such a thing. The McCulloch Super Pro 125-101 basket case. And we are going to be putting a 101B in it. Now, I'm going to do a little bit of a backstory here on this. This old girl used to cut out in California, and it has a fried 101 AA engine, but I've already built one of those, as you guys might see up there. So I want to build the probably most sought after, most notoriously known Super Pro 125 that you could possibly get, and that is one with a 101B engine in it. So we're going to go ahead and we'll show everything that's in the box, and then we're going to disassemble this engine here to get it sent out to get cleaned up, bored, a new piston fitted in it, everything, and then we'll put her back together and put it in here. Now, the plans are for the body and everything to get powder coated. I still got to contact the guy for that. But I kind of thought about paint versus powder coat. Powder coat is superior. From everybody I've asked, this old girl, like I say, this is going to be more of a long-term project, as I'm going to source, I still got to go through and figure out all the parts I need and whatnot. I don't know if everything is 100% in here. I've ordered a couple things and stuff like that, and I've got intake boots. Those are from the Duke. Those are aftermarket, so we'll have that. We've got, oh, that's my old address right there, so I don't care if it shows. An oiler rod. I don't know if this one has it. I got that from Ralph Nolan. He was the one that I bought the engine off of for the 101AA. So I've got that. And we've got miscellaneous other parts in here. I've got another box of 125 parts up there. So hopefully between these, we can figure out what we're going to need to make this happen. So we'll go ahead. We'll go through this box first and show you everything and whatnot. We'll put the 101B over here for the time being. So we've got a full wrap, your oiler rod, intake boots, because I know I'm going to need that. Side cover for engine and stuff like that, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, that's what that is in there. Well, go ahead and put the box on the ground. So we've got a tank. We've got her tank that she come with. Go ahead and we'll take a look at that. I've never even actually looked inside this tank. I have no idea the condition. I have none. I do know there was a video a while back and everything I had made on something or whatever. I do know it has the original carburetor. This is a McCulloch, and we're going to run it on it. We're going to leave all the settings and stuff alone so we know exactly where it was running and everything at the time of. So it's got the McCulloch Carburetor on there. You see on the top plate there? Kind of, sort of. It's got that, all the lines, fuel lines and stuff like that, which we'll have to replace them. Choke linkage, rods missing for the setup and whatnot, impulse, one intake boot with the spring assembly, which the spring assembly is going to be the important part. Surprisingly, that's easy to take off. Woo! Man, oh man. She's spotless. Look at that. That is absolutely spotless inside there. I can't believe that. There's not a flake of white. There's not a flake of anything. The line is still all rubbery and nice. Out here it ain't so much, but in here, it's like a time capsule. There's nothing. That's awesome. I can't believe that. The tag's missing. Go figure. Those never did stay on, I guess. As many as I've seen. So it's got a handle here. It's got the handle here. The safety handle, which doesn't work because you can still pull it. You're supposed to push this down to be able to pull that back. So something's disabled. That's a throttle lock and user safety. And one or the others broke. On and off switch, stiff. That'll be fixed. I'm not sure 100%. I know the guy who's going to see this. He's the one that I traded the Pro Mac 8200 for, and this was his brother's saw at one point. So I'm pretty sure he can realliterate and help us out with the backstory on it again, or his dad or somebody. One of them can help me out on that, and we'll, I still got to get the interview from his dad and everything. That is on the to-do list. I promise you guys we're going to do that. So I plan to try to paint this back to the original the way it was, and then toss the engine into it. So black powder coat this, yellow on this. This is an early style top, and this looks to be a later style tank, but we're gonna make it happen. So, and the top is immaculate, it isn't broken anywhere. So, oh wait, I spoke too soon. Oh well, we'll get her figured out. We'll figure something out, I promise. So, all right, there's that. So we've got that. We'll have to get decals for it. I might know some people with some decals. Good people. We've got one immaculate shape full wrap. Sorta. Get what you could get, right? The grip on it, the rubber is really good shape. It's got the lower brace part still attached to it. The anti-vibration. A rear shroud where the chrome is chipping, and getting these re-chromed is stupid expensive, especially in these times right now, everything. So I'm thinking, in the spirit of the 101B, we're going to paint it, or maybe if I can get powder coated, Regal Red or whatever. So I've got a few of these laying around. I'll have to check it out and everything and what's going on, but this is the original to it. It looks like there was a custom bracketry. Maybe that's original. I don't know. This one, though, did go to it, I guess, and it has the holes drilled already for that, and I'll show you that reason why if you didn't see that build series on the one I did. So probably reuse that one to keep as much of it together as possible. And I have what I thought I didn't have. I have the lower brace. So that is a huge positive. I don't have any of the stuff that goes in between it or anything, I don't think. I might. I'll have to re-look at my parts and stuff. The rubber on that's pretty much shot. So that'll have to be sent off. Oh yeah, I ordered this from Canada. A rear. Good rubber one. The rubber is in really excellent shape. So I had that ordered a while back. I knew that I was going to kind of need that. Just stick it there. We've got the pull starter cover side that goes to this one. So like I say, everything will be sent off. It's got a little crack in it. I'll have to contact the guy and see. Got scraped out. Somebody cleaned it, and that's pretty much it. One random flywheel. I don't see a 5 on it anywhere indicating that it's a 5 degree. So, all right. Don't know about that. It looks like the one that came off the kart engine, honestly. But I'll have to look it over if it has the 5 on it somewhere. Wait, hold on. Is it on the back? Or is it on the front? This looks like just a normal standard flywheel to me, I guess. One that may have went to it. I don't know. Couldn't tell you. Probably because it's as dirty and dusty as the rest of it. We'll get to the engine, I promise. We've got the pole starter assembly that went on it. It's got the old style. So we're going to get that done too. Spring inside of it sounds trashed. We have a muffler that came with it. It is the wrong style muffler. This goes on the early gear drives. So that I don't think we're going to be putting back on this one. But I do need a muffler for something up there. So. All right, and now the moment y'all been waiting for, the engine itself. Let's get y'all lowered here a little bit. Move the box. All right, so what happened to this engine? It got used. It's a used engine. It got well used in its life. I don't know if it has ignition on it or anything. It's definitely been into quite a few times to get that checked and everything and whatnot. There's the anti-vibration setup, and like I said, we're not using this engine, but we're going to be using the oil tank and the clutch and stuff off of it and everything and whatnot. Now, I know it's not a B engine. It does not say so. And got blue sealant and everything on it. We'll be using the intake, clutch. I don't think the side cover, no need for that. The other engine that we'll be using has a side cover on it. Matter of fact, it has spark. So maybe we'll keep it points. I don't even know if that's a 5-degree flywheel that one has, but I think we're going to keep it because it was originally used as a cart. What we're going to be using is this head, though, on it, because this has the customization job that was done for these back in the day. I really need to learn to adjust the cameras better. This has the welded on chunk of aluminum that was used for the rear anti-vibration mount, and the shroud, if I can line crap up right, has the holes in it that'll line up perfectly with those. So they welded this onto the cart heads, and then they drilled and tapped for it appropriately. And because the cart blocks did not have those, the heads were not done that way. And on CP125s and up, the Super Pros and everything, they had an embossment that was put onto it, molded into it for it to be drilled and tapped. On these, they had to do that, or you were able to drill into just these and put the nuts on them and everything and do that. And I did that, and I did that on the other one too. But this way right here kind of provided a very good stronghold. So looks like it had been apart a few times, and it wasn't drilled and tapped, it looked like. Actually, it was helicoiled. We'll work with it. We'll do that. So another thing that was done for the cart blocks was they would take off the tags on these and drill to put this mount on it for the tank and everything. It wasn't a necessity. I didn't do that, but you can. Since the tag is missing on this 101B, we're going to do that. Another thing that you have to also do on the carts is if you're running it, I can't see if this one actually did run it or not. Oh, wait. Yep, there's a hole there. You had to drill. Get the B over here. You had to drill through the block for the oiler rod. And this one had that done. So we'll have to drill through the block before we get this sent off. So you have to drill through that for the oiler rod for the manual oil pump to be able to pump the plunger. So you had to modify a couple things to get it to work. Other than that, it bolts in. Yeah. Pretty much just straightforward and simple like that. So we'll be using parts off of this engine, not this engine exact. It looks like it was just ran hot. The oil quality probably wasn't the greatest being used. You'll notice that piston right there. Closed bearing one. That's definitely an aftermarket piston. This engine is either 20 or 30 over. I cannot remember. It was stamped on it. But it just this is a one, like I say, it's a 101A. I don't want to do another one of those. But it was toasted. It looked like that might have been the end of it. It was out running, giving her all, and just got hot. Pour oil. I don't know the exact story about it, but hopefully we can get that soon. So how to distinguish the difference between the uniqueness of a 101B. They have a couple features. The PTO side, first off, will be a reverse thread so that it cannot come off of it. And this one, I don't know. It's kind of goobered up. Oh yes, it is indeed the reverse threads crankshaft to begin with, versus the rest of them did not have that. Second of all, you will note on the exhaust port around here, because I'm an idiot and I can't do cameraing really well, you'll note there's no recess in here for a gasket on the port. The 101Bs are unique to that also. They have this recess in here so that this gasket, which if I can pick it out, it's a copper gasket, which that's good. We might save that. We'll have to take it out. There we go. They have a recess in there so that copper gasket can sit so it doesn't get blown out, or it's easier to, if you had to change exhaust or something, probably based off of class. So you put that in there and it just stays in place. So that is what makes that unique to the 101B, is having that recess in for that. So that's how I know that that is the block itself, whether it's had a crankshaft change or whatever, that is a 101B. So there might have been like rod bolts or something. I can't remember when they updated rod bolts or anything, but so that is what we're going to be doing there. But we're going to be taking apart this engine theoretically. This one never went into a saw before. This was on a cart, ran back in the day, and it does have the unique rod bolts in it, and I do have the socket for that, and we'll be showing that. So I know this video is getting a little long. Hopefully it doesn't get too long, but we'll go ahead. I'll get all this put back in a box. We're going to tear this apart and see the failures on it, and then we're going to get it sent out. And I got, like I said, I got a contact and whatnot for the painting on this. So that is our complete goal for that. We're going to be building a Super Pro 125 101B. Everything. So go ahead, tear down the engine here real quick, and might have you guys for that, and we'll see what failed. All right, before we tear down proof of concept, we're looking right there. Blink and you miss it. But this was a running engine when this happened to it and retired. So pretty much it got a little bit of a overheated, lack of oil, starvation. I couldn't tell you why it died. What the exact the reason of this and everything. But I can see that the piston is cooked on one side. So we'll tear it apart and I'll show you just that. Alrighty, so a little bit of hyperlapse there, bring you guys in real quick. That flywheel and that starter, that was a pain in my ass to get off. Absolute pain in the ass. Alright, so now that I said that, these are the special rod bolts developed by McCulloch. Those things are indestructible, pretty much. That's probably stronger than anything in this whole damn thing. Now, you're looking at that thinking, well, those bolts, I could just get those Torque X bolts or whatever and get that off. Wrong. These are unique. You need this socket right here, because the camera doesn't understand that when you get close, you want to do that. You need this special socket right here to get those off. And that is a perfect fit. You know, it's not a perfect fit is my brain to my brain stem. It's like there's a gap in it sometimes. So that is the unique socket you need to take that off. All right, let you see that process real quick. We'll get that out. That is the uniqueness. And those get torqued back down to 90 inch-pounds. And I'm going to reuse these because I like them. And they're not going to explode. So, and then the next poor sucker that gets in here going like, what the frick? And that's what it is. But that is the special bolt right there. That is it in its uniqueness. So, all right. Definitely unique. Somebody's been in here before, looks like. Obviously, because it's 20 over. So, somebody's rebuilt it before. It looks like it was legitimately done and everything. It just was started with oil and everything. So, all right. I got to get this piston out. I got to get the rod out. And then I'm going to try to tap everything out as one assembly on this. Because this was very well sealed. So, getting this off the block is going to be it's going to suck. Because it's been stored in a barn, it's kind of got its corrosion, things like to flex and move and shit crap. So, alrighty, now we gotta get all that out and continue on. I had to go to the press behind me and press the crankshaft out. The bearing was in there pretty good. Good tight fit, so it ain't spinning in the block. That's good. The bolts that were on, they holding this guard on the side. Had to hammer the torque socket into it to get them out. And we are down to a bare 101B block. Ready to be taken out to get the work done to it and everything. I got to get the, I'm going to put the seals in and stuff like that, so I'm not going to have to worry about him doing that. But before anything, I have to do the drilling of the hole, whichever way it goes. There. Goes right there. There's actually a spot you can see right there. That's like somebody siliconed it on the gasket to the stuffer plate. The stuffer plate, what happened? There it is. So there's a hole right there on the stuffer. That's where you drill for it. So that's a saw gasket and stuff like that and everything. So, all right. Somebody was in here and was pretty good on the sealer. We got like two different types. We've got red and we've got gray, which is my assumption, Yamaha Bond, Honda Bond, Moto Bond, don't know, Bond. Last time I think this was ran was back in the 80s. So we have a bare block. It has been needled before. I can see the mark on it. The piston did not want to come out very easily, but I got her out. Back together, the caps and everything. Your dots go together. So I'll send that off. I'm probably going to have just Terry put the rod onto the new piston. Just to make my life simpler. One less step I have to do for this whole process. The exhaust side. Wait, no. Yeah. The exhaust side. Because the camera doesn't distinguish between what I'm trying to do. Is toasted. As you can see, all burned up. But the intake side is pretty. And that's where it feeds the boost ports and stuff like that. And gets hot gases out from underneath the piston and stuff. So. Fortunately, it did have a demise. It got a little hurt. The connecting rod, it has a little rust on the spots on there where they sat, but it's nothing that's going to damage or harm it at all. So that is unfortunately what killed it, and it is a 20 over. Once again. Oh, can I do that? There you go. See 20 right there. So it was glanced. It was there. So we've got everything here. It's apart. Yeah, going with this one, the style and everything. We're going to keep the points. They're all good. They're set in there for now. I don't know how much resetting I'm going to do with things and whatnot, and we'll do some cleaning and stuff like that. The case, like I say, it's cracked on it and everything, and it was a kart engine. What do you expect, you know? What do you expect from things like that and everything? So we'll get it figured out, but I do want to run this one off points. The flywheel does, I don't see anywhere it says 5 on it. I see a 2. I don't know if a 2 degree ever existed on it. It's got a 2 right there. Yeah, it doesn't read 5 unless somebody put 5 backwards, but it's definitely a 2 there. And get off there. Gonna make people sick. And it's got a 2 right there. So I don't know if there was ever such thing as a 2 degree flywheel, but somebody carved in this flywheel, KDC. KDC right there. And that was definitely intentional. That's not by accident. That's definitely somebody's engraving. So somebody was like trying to make sure they track parts or something if it happened or whatever. And it was notorious back in the day. Guys would stamp their blocks, so if anybody tried to steal it or something, it would be found. I don't see anything on this one. I can see where it's been in a vise before. There's been some tooling marks on it and stuff, but nothing jumps out and screams I'm bad or anything. It's all stock porting. No stock porting was ever done. I don't know if it was just because of a class or you just did it for fun or if there's actually true racing, but usually these things would be hogged out. They'd take away these parts here and they'd just be fingers coming down. You'd have holes or cut out here and here if you're running, depending on what intake. I mean, they'd put windows for lubrication in that. It was just wild back in the day what they did and stuff like that. So I assume the first cause that this had to be rebuilt was it was needled. The evidence is on the back of the transfer port back here. There's a slight hump at the top, and that is indication that it was needled. So it popped one of those back in the day. Other than that, though, everything looks fair on it. So it's I can see where it was 20 over. I'm kind of looking at it now, actually. It's 20 over, but it had to be offset board really bad. Now, when I say offset, the bore is slightly to the side. I can see where there's a ton of meat and then there's thin amount of meat. So I may have to actually send a picture of that to Terry. Get it cleaned up and see if it actually can be saved, you know. There's just so little steel left. At least at the top. We'll see what he says and everything. I'll have to email it. But what I'm talking about here is... Alright, you see how thick it is right here? Look how thin it is right there. So it had to be offset board because it looks like it could have ate a needle so bad. But a 20 over piston, I mean... So, I don't know. We'll see if it can be saved. I don't know. We'll just have to see. I'll send pictures to him. We'll see what magic. If he can just slightly clean it up and put a close fitting piston into it and whatnot. The guy knows magic. The guy is really good at what he does. So I'll have to, like say, email him and go from there. Hopefully it wasn't like somebody was being stupid and didn't get it straight and stuff. But we'll see what kind of meat's left. I'm going to tell him what the application's for. It's going to be for a saw that's pretty much going to be a shelf queen all her life. I will take her to events for you guys to run, you know, just like the other saws. If Buck and Stock happens this year or any other years and stuff like that, any chainsaw things I can go to. I don't build these just for me to use. I'm not saying I'm going to let you go out and use it to cut wood for firewood and for you and stuff. I mean, like at events and stuff, you know, you want to use one. If you see me there, yeah, let's fire it up. We'll cut and stuff like that. So that is the goal for these and everything, is to have fun with you guys too with them and stuff like that. So we have got one heck of a mess here. The crankshaft is good. Original McCulloch bearings were used because there's no cage holding them. They just all touch each other. So, but we'll be replacing those with some probably SKFs. They're meant for that handle the heat and stuff like that. But there's SKFs. I don't think they make these style anymore. At least I can get them. If I can, then hey, that'd be pretty cool. But so crankshaft's good. Just need to clean up the PTO a little bit. That's easy enough to do. Put a clutch on it. The threads are good still on both ends and stuff like that. So lots to do, guys and gals who watch this. So, alrighty. I've eaten enough time on this project and everything and whatnot. So, that'll get us pictures, email sent, see what Terry says, and I hope we can use this block. I really hope we can. I'm pretty sure, like I said, the guy knows magic. He really knows his stuff and everything, so. But it's been offset board pretty tight to save it at one point and everything. So we'll have to see if he can save that edge right there and can bring it offset board back this way. The guy is just good, everybody. He's good. I've referred to him to many people, and stuff like that. So, all right, I'm yammering on. It's late. I did this all after work tonight, so I got to get this mess cleaned up and boxed up and whatnot and everything. So, just want to say thanks for watching, and anybody want to come help me clean up this mess? And I say, subscribe, like, comment. We're going to have a lot more of this on the table here for you guys. Like I say, I'm not going to port this or do anything like that. I got to drill that. I'll be doing that off screen. And, oh yeah, I'll have to, no. I don't have to do that for this. I do not have to fill those in right. I do not have to drill these for the Super Pros and everything. So, that right there. I'm not going to put that dampener in this. I might. I don't know. We'll see what it comes down to, but there's no real need to do that on these. So, all right. So say, thanks for watching.